Have African countries missed an opportunity to grow their economies from the immense skills and expertise of immigrant nationals who enter their countries for various reasons? This is a question that a lecturer in development studies at the University of South Africa has explored. In a book titled The Impact of Immigration and Xenophobia on Development in Africa, Keatlegile Mabena contributes a chapter discarding political hypocrisy and the mystification of xenophobia, whilst maximizing the economic weight of immigrant nationals in African economies. He joined us this week to tell us more about his thoughts on the issue.
In terms of the findings and the conclusion there, the study affirms that there is political hypocrisy and mystification in some parts of Africa that are in relation with xenophobia. And there are also political leaders and government officials who have been reinforcing the strategies and the policies and the systems that promote xenophobic attacks instead of finding the root cause and dealing directly with the cause of these xenophobic attacks. And lastly, the findings shows that there are major positive economic contributions that the immigrant nationals have made into the African economies, and these positive economic contributions and the contribution to the general development are being overlooked.
All right, we'll talk about the positive side of immigration just now. I'm interested and fascinated with this notion of political hypocrisy. How does that manifest? What are the politicians telling us that's so hypocritical, particularly around xenophobia and how to deal with immigrants?
The politicians are always, most of the time, in fact, they are always two-faced. They are always perceived as if, or they are drawing a deception that they are behind the immigrant nationals, that they care so much about their safety and they are also trying to protect the jobs for the locals. But when you look into it, behind closed doors, they are always blaming the immigrant nationals, that they are the ones who are taking jobs. They are always preaching to the locals that the arrival of national immigrants, it will leave them jobless. And that is the exact same thing that makes them to be very furious, to be fueled with so much anger and end up even blaming the national immigrants about their own economic insecurities. And it also lies on the nation, the locals not being able to see that the politicians are only doing this for the pursuit of votes and also for them to get into power. They are only pushing their own political agendas.
How are immigrants excluded? Because you talk about the exclusion of immigrants from other countries in the economy. How are they typically excluded?
The foreign nationals are being excluded from active participation into the labor market because of the misconceptions that have been engraved at the back of their mind through the influence of the political leaders and the other government officials to say to them, the foreign nationals are here to steal your jobs. They are job takers. They are job stealers instead of being the job creators and the job seekers. So they always carry this at the back of their mind to say that these are the same people who are coming here to threaten our livelihood, which is not true, because if we look at it, we are gaining the brain gain, the welfare gain, and their contribution into the economy in terms of using the immense skills and scarce expertise in terms of contributing to the education, the science, and the technology of the African countries, which really contribute so much enormously to the economic development.
All right, you talk about contribution of skills. Is this argument still the same then when you have labor that's unskilled? And to be fair, that's the majority of the immigrants that we're finding, that a lot of them either don't have skills or they're not having an opportunity to use them. But what do we do with those that come without skills and are used for manual labor, for example, which could be done by locals? Is that not what people are arguing about, stealing jobs?
In that case, I believe that's where we should collaborate, because I believe also involving those who are low skilled, they are low skilled, the lower skilled ones, they might be having the skills that are different from those of the host countries, which might help the main sectors of the economy. For example, in South Africa, if we're talking about the main sectors of the economy, we are talking about the agriculture that will help them to really collaborate in terms of those low skills that they have, and also contribute to the mining sector, the educational sector. So that will be helpful. That will bring the unity, the peaceful coexistence, which will really help us in terms of strengthening the economic development.
Are you finding that this issue is similar and is being dealt with in the same way in a number of African countries, that immigrants are being treated in the same way, right across the continent?
Yes, I believe the causes are almost the same, to say that these people are here to take our jobs, these people are taking our customers, these people are taking the space in the informal labor category, to say these are the very same people who are here to contribute to the overburdening of social services, such as healthcare facilities, the educational facilities, water and sanitation, and other social services. So in many African countries, it has been the case that xenophobia is being denied, to say that it's just a myth. It is unreal, it doesn't exist. In order for people to say that we are protecting the rights, the basic human rights that we are always preaching in our constitution, to say that they have to be protected, but it is never faced head on. That's why we find people who will say that it's like any other form of criminality, or to say that it is not a personal attack. It is because of the foreign national, they were at a wrong place at the wrong time. So there's always been reasons surrounding that, the justifications of these inhumane acts, the false accusations, the insults, the name callings, the brutality that is taking place, the looting, which contribute to the economic regression of so many African countries.
Give me some examples of where countries have allowed migrants to come in, and as a result and as a consequence of that, the economies have grown.
For example, in the global north, we can talk about Belgium and Germany. Those are the countries who have took the opportunity to use those rare skills and expertise that comes with foreign nationals to strengthen their economic development, and to say that we appreciate the diversity and also embracing the multiculturalism, more especially in the era of growing internationalization and globalization. And these have helped them in strengthening their economy. And I believe that the African countries can learn from that.
And I would imagine countries like America really are built by immigrants. Australia, another country that we can mention. And when one looks at London in the United Kingdom, I mean, that's a center for commerce. And again, most of the nations around the world are represented there. So there is an argument for, I guess, movement of people and the transfer of skills across nations.
It has been evident that if we create an environment that promotes the unity, that promotes the social and economic integration and the peaceful coexistence, we can go very far in terms of building and elevating our economic state, and also make sure that there is an improvement in the standard of living of people through that social cohesion and the solidarity.